That was an amazing session. Thank you so much for such an amazing session. Now we
Thank
have
you.
few questions for you. Let's start with the questions.
Okay.
Okay, we have first question. What is the best blogging platform for beginners?
Best blogging platform for beginners depends on what you want to do. As I
Okay.
said, if you want to do it as a hobby, you can start with Facebook or Instagram. With Instagram, you have to remember that the visuals are the primary aspect of Instagram. So that is again the kind of blogging you want to do. If you want to do photography blogging, then Instagram. If you want to do writing, then maybe Facebook. So yeah, depending on what you want to do.
Okay, let's go move on to the next question. How to gain followers on Instagram? Should we focus more on Instagram stories or posts?
Both. So you have to be consistent in posting as well as being present on the stories, because on the
Okay.
stories you're basically kind of showing the behind the scenes of things, and then the posts are your actual content. So both things, if you do both, it will work really well for you.
Okay. Should we start our blog from WordPress or from Instagram? What do you recommend?
Okay, again, see, the actual blogging happens through WordPress and stuff, but the way things are happening now, people don't really want to go to blogs and read these lengthy, blogs. So a lot of
Okay.
people who initially had WordPress, they have now moved to things like Instagram and Facebook, because that's just what people use more often. So again, I would say it depends on what you want to do. If you, as I said, the problem with things like Instagram and Facebook is that they can get removed and you can lose everything. But if you have a WordPress blog, people don't remove that. They can't remove it. So then it will stay for a longer time. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is there only relevant for Instagram, right? जो आप बता रहे थे ये सब सिर्फ Instagram के लिए वो I think ये question
नहीं,
पूछना चाह रही.
मैंने बहुत सारी इंस्टाग्राम की एग्जांपल्स यस दी हैं, बिकॉज आई मोस्टली ब्लॉग एट इंस्टाग्राम नाउ, बट दिस ऑल हैज वर्कड फॉर फेसबुक एज वेल. फेसबुक पेजेस also have insights and all these things that I talked about, they're also
Mm-hmm.
present on Facebook. The only thing Facebook पे जो इतना नहीं, वो hashtags are not that important, but the rest of the things, readability, visuals, all these things are the same for Facebook really.
Okay. Amna Nisa wants to say, enjoying this. Always wanted to learn from info out of here. Her, even though I'm not even a blogger, rather entrepreneur, but this is still
Thank you
relevant.
so much.
And she's enjoying
Thank you so
whatever
much.
you said. You're most
Thank you
welcome.
so much, Amna.
Okay. Azra Maksud is saying, so happy to see that generic marketing communication strategies works exactly in the same way as with any other communication tool, as in Nayab's example here with Instagram. So
That's
I
so
think,
true. And I find
yeah.
that people who have these experiences do so much better on these social media platforms, because they have an understanding of marketing and, uh, even customer service. Like the way they approach this whole thing is very different. People who come from a business background. So yeah, it definitely, I agree with that. Yeah.
Very true. Okay. Hida Rizwan want to say very informative session.
Thank you,
Fast.
Hina. Thank you so much.
Azra Maksud again say this is a brilliant insight for anybody interested in monetization.
I'm glad, because I have suffered. I For the first 1 year I had no idea what I was doing, and because nobody really tells you this stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Javeria Aziz, I think the one who with the blog, she's saying thank
Yeah.
you so much, Naya.
No worries. I love Javeria's blog, and she is a very good example of growing quick and fast on Instagram. Like gaining a 30K following and a genuine following in 2 years, it's a very hard thing. So
Yeah.
I think she does really really well, and she is really somebody whose example people can take.
Okay. Annie wants to say it is a worth watching. Well done, Naya.
Thanks, Annie. Thank you so much for watching.
Lots of
So
comments.
glad.
Okay. There's a question: how many posts should in one day? Should we post in one day?
I think one is good enough, because over time, because your audience is kind of spread around the world, so एक लोग सोते हैं, दूसरे उठते हैं, and it kind of goes through this whole cycle of at least a day.
Okay. Uh, Again, Javeria Aziz Beg say, well done, Naya. So
Thank you,
this like
Javeria. Thank you so much for watching. It's so late here. It's like 12 o'clock now. So
okay. There's a question from Azra Maksud. if I am primarily not interested in monetization, but only to create engagement as a niche creative storyteller, would you still recommend I move to a business account rather than maintain a personal account?
You should, because even though actively I don't really study my insights, but it's always good to have information like how many people are actually watching your stories. How many people your content reached. Because at the end of the day, you're putting a lot of effort in creating this content, and you want it to reach more people. So, yeah, definitely go for a business account because it doesn't cost you anything, but it gives you a lot of benefits.
Okay. This is the question. May I ask what promoted you to conduct this workshop?
Wow, PK asked me to do it and I did it.
Okay, and I think you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it immensely.
Okay. Salva Naveed said great.
Thank you,
Then
Salva.
Salva Naveed said great job.
Thank you so much, Salva.
And Rabia Atik said I was asking about hashtags. She wanted to know about hashtags. I think she
Okay.
asked about Instagram and other things. So she wanted to
Kiran,
know
can I
about
just,
hashtags.
can I? Yeah. Sorry. So
Okay.
the last question was about hashtags. How do hashtags
Yeah.
work on Instagram? Is that the question?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what hashtags do is that when you so hashtags basically put all the posts which has that hashtag in one place. For
Okay.
example, if like I have my own hashtag, it's called noon memes. Okay? So if anybody is following my hashtag noon memes, they can find my posts all the time. It will always be visible on my feed. So similarly, I always put a hashtag called Pakistani bloggers on my post because uh,
Okay.
all the Pakistani bloggers content is visible as collected under that hashtag. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
when you excuse me, when you put a hashtag on, you make your content visible to a larger audience who's not actually following you. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Okay. Next. Nida wants to say, love the session, so informative.
Thank you, Nida. I love these are my people. They have come from my blog to to encourage
Okay.
me.
That's great. Okay. Shazia wants to know how can we earn through it? Only through business account?
Yeah, so business account gives you insights, which is something that the brands are going to ask you. So they're going to ask you, what is your audience engagement rate? What is the percentage of people, like the gender, like I was showing you guys, like female, male, what, like from
Mm,
Australia, how many, from Pakistan, how many, because it matters to the brands. So
true.
you can only earn through it if you have that information, and for that, you need the business account.
Okay. Fair enough. Noshin wants to know, are there any women's health blog in Pakistan? Do you think that's the target audience for that?
I haven't seen any. I think there could be like there might be about weight loss and stuff. But like
Okay.
Jamelia does skincare, that
Mm-hmm.
I found it really good because normally a lot of people are doing makeup and
Yep.
not a lot of people are doing skincare. So I think that's why
Mhm.
it is so relevant to so many people.
Okay.
And so yeah, women health, of course, it will be a good thing. Definitely. So a lot of the audience is women, to be honest. So if you can do something for women, you're hitting your target audience.
Okay. Perfect. Shumaila wants to say thank you so much for sharing all this information.
Thank you so much, Shumaila. Thank you for listening. Ha-
Okay. Hina wants to know how many stories in a day. You answered that question, one story in a day,
Yeah,
right?
it depends completely on you, the kind of person you are. Some people show their whole day. Some people do just bits and pieces. Like I am
Okay.
comfortable with bits and pieces. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay. Hina wants to say posting too many stories in a day, I feel people might get annoyed.
They might. A lot of times, you can see how many people actually viewed your stories. So a lot of times, if there are too many stories, they just stop viewing them after a while. So it's like if 1,000 people were viewing it, you will see by the end of the stories only like 100 people are viewing it. So when it
Oh,
gets too much, then yes, people stop viewing it. So yeah, and I think it's
oh,
it's a very time consuming thing for yourself as well. So yeah.
okay. Saida Ishrit wants to know, I want to start educational blog. Does it will engage the audience? I mean quickly. She wants to
Depends
know
on
if she starts. Okay.
I think it really depends. It really depends on what kind of educational blog you're talking about. One thing that I do understand from social media is that people come to social media mostly as a form of entertainment. At the end of the day, we when we are done with everything else, we just go and scroll on our phone. So a lot of
Okay.
times, things which are quick, and they do much better than things which are really lengthy and boring. But it again depends completely on what your platform is. If it's a website, or a WordPress blog, I think it will be much better,
Okay.
in terms of doing well. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much, Nayab. We know it's pretty late there
Yeah.
in Australia. We thank you so much for this webinar. Thank you so much.
No, guys, thank you
It
so
was
much
an
for
excellent
having me.
session.
Oh,
Thank
are
you.
you clapping for me or are you typing?
I'm clapping for you.
I clap for myself as well. Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it. And I really hope it's useful for other people as well.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.